Laken Riley. Laken Hope Riley was born on January 10, 2002, to Jason Riley and Allison Phillips. She was raised in Woodstock, Georgia, and has 3 siblings. She graduated in 2020 from River Ridge High School, where she was a member of the cross-country team. Riley was an undergraduate student at University of Georgia and member of Alpha Chi Omega sorority, until the spring of 2023 when she transferred to a nursing program at Augusta University. She was a nursing student at Augusta University, whose medical campus is in Athens near the campus of UGA. On the morning of February 22, 2024, Riley went for a morning run at UGA. Around 12:07 p.m., a friend of Riley's reported her missing after she did not return. Shortly before 1 p.m., her body was discovered by UGA police in Oconee Forest Park behind Lake Herrick. Her death was caused by blunt force trauma, according to Athens Clarke County coroner. The police described Riley's killing as a crime of opportunity. Laken Riley Vigil. People gather to mourn the loss of Laken Riley during a vigil for the Augusta University College of Nursing student at the Tate Plaza on the University of Georgia campus in Athens, Georgia, Monday, February 26, 2024. Jose Ibarra. The suspect is a 26-year-old Venezuelan who had entered the United States illegally in September 2022, crossing the U.S.'s southern border with Mexico near El Paso, Texas. According to Jeffrey Clark, the chief of UGA police, he lived in an apartment complex about 1 mile (1.6 kilometers) from the wooded area where Riley's body was found. He had been previously arrested by both federal and state officials in multiple jurisdictions. He had a bench warrant issued for his arrest in December 2023 after failing to appear in court in a shoplifting case in Georgia. Authorities arrested several people, but only the suspect was detained. Riley's murder is believed to have been a solo act by him. The charges against him are felony murder, false imprisonment, kidnapping, hindering a 911 call, and concealing the death of another. In October 2023, the suspect and his brother, who was reported by authorities to be a member of the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua who temporarily worked at UGA, were arrested by Athens police on theft charges. Both were released after reportedly possessing stolen merchandise from a local Walmart. Last year, Ibarra twice slipped through the hands of law enforcement and could have been deported after a bust in the Big Apple. Jose, who was from the state of Miranda in their homeland, had briefly returned to New York in December for immigration court, a 32-year-old relative said. Yesterday when we found out about what happened, and about Jose, it went over really badly, because it seemed like that girl was really ahead of things, the relative said of the victim. Ibarra, 26, was working for DoorDash, Uber Eats and a local restaurant when he was arrested in August 31 for endangering the welfare of a child, after he was caught in Queens riding a gas-powered moped with Franco's son on the back, without any head protection or restraint for the child, according to police sources. By November, the couple split up. Jose then went to Georgia to live with his brother Diego, who social media shows once worked at the University of Georgia. On October 27, Ibarra was arrested at a Walmart in Athens, Georgia, and charged with shoplifting. Moreover, Ibarra missed a court date appearance and have a warrant issued on December 20. The brothers appeared to be prolific on TikTok and Facebook, where they had multiple accounts, some under different names. Ibarra appeared to share photos of himself with a handful of others, including a few romantic posts with an unidentified woman. His last TikTok post was a soundless selfie video just 2 days before his arrest, and 1 day before Riley vanished during her morning jog. Killer parasite, one person wrote before the accounts started being taken down Saturday. Death penalty for you, another commenter ranted. Social media accounts that appear to be linked to Diego Ibarra show similar photos and videos, including Facebook footage of what appeared to be a stack of guns that was posted in November. Lailing Franco, wife. Jose Antonio Ibarra and wife Lailing Franco of Venezuela entered El Paso together with her 5-year-old son, she said. The family was then sent to the Big Apple September 15, where Ibarra posted smiling, carefree pictures of himself on social media in Times Square and Rockefeller Center. Yesterday when Jose was arrested, my brother-in-law called me early to say he'd been arrested, Franco, 23, told the Post, adding she's now seeing the news of the crime everywhere. He was a calm person, Franco claimed. We got married so we could join our asylum cases. He was the person I thought I could see through. We've known each other our entire lives. He wasn't aggressive, none of that, she said. We had problems as a couple, but our problems weren't physical. We wouldn't punch, but we'd raise our voices. He left New York because he wanted to get a better job in Georgia. She said she and her son were in the El Paso facility for 5 days before they made the journey to New York. I want to talk to Jose, she said. I have a lot of faith that this wasn't him, that there was a misunderstanding somewhere. But if he did, he has to pay for what he did, truly. Diego Ibarra. While searching for Jose Ibarra after confirming his involvement in Laken Riley's murder, officers spotted a man walking on the street who matched his description. That man turned out to be Diego Ibarra, Jose's brother. Diego Ibarra presented a fake green card, which officers determined was not valid. Consequently, Diego Ibarra was taken into custody. Ibarra's brother, who was arrested for drunken driving in Georgia in September, was nabbed this week for presenting a fake green card to police as they questioned suspects in Riley's death, according to federal prosecutors in the Peach State. He used the illicit green card 2 weeks ago to secure a temporary position as a dishwasher at the University of Georgia, the school told the Post in a statement. Diego Ibarra failed to provide further documentation and has since been fired, the school said. Ibarra's older brother was also arrested Friday. Diego Ibarra, 29, was charged with possessing a fake green card after he was stopped by police in connection with Riley's ongoing murder investigation, the U.S. Attorney for the Middle District of Georgia said. He is now in state custody, jail records show. Athens Clarke County Superior Court revealed disturbing details about the tragic death of Laken Riley, a 22-year-old nursing student at the University of Georgia, UGA campus.
Arrest and charges. Jose Antonio Ibarra was arrested and charged with several offenses related to Laken Riley's death. These charges include o malice murdero, felony murdero, aggravated battery, aggravated assaulto, false imprisonment, kidnapping, hindering a 911 calo, concealing the death of another. Disturbing details. According to the documents, Ibarra allegedly kidnapped Riley between the hours of 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. on the day she went missing. He is accused of disfiguring her skull with an object, although the specific type of object is not specified. The Athens Clarke County Coroner's Office confirmed that Riley died from blunt force trauma to the head. Additionally, Ibarra is accused of physically preventing Riley from making or completing a 911 call. He reportedly dragged Riley from the UGA intramural fields to a secluded area and concealed her death. Immigration status. Officials confirmed that Ibarra entered the United States illegally. He was arrested by U.S. Customs and Border Protection after unlawfully entering near El Paso, Texas. Despite this, he was paroled and released for further processing. Court records reveal that Ibarra had prior legal issues, including an arrest in New York for driving an uninsured, unregistered car. He and his brother, Diego Ibarra, were also charged in Georgia for stealing goods from an Athens Walmart before the tragic incident involving Laken Riley. Chief Jeffrey Clark of the Athens Clarke County Police Department stated that although Jose Ibarra was not a U.S. citizen, investigators were unsure of his immigration status. Importantly, Jose Ibarra did not know Laken Riley before the attack. Deborah Gonzalez announced Monday that she's appointing a special prosecutor for the case. Gonzalez said she's naming attorney Sheila Ross, whom she described as a knowledgeable and well-respected trial attorney with the expertise ready to bring justice on behalf of Laken Riley. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE. ICE confirmed what we already know: Jose Ibarra was in the country illegally. What the media hasn't reported was that he was cited in Athens for shoplifting in October and there was a bench warrant for his arrest for failing to show in court. According to ICE, Ibarra entered the U.S. illegally in El Paso, Texas, on September 8, 2022, with his wife and her son seeking asylum, and was later released for further processing. Ibarra ended up in New York City, where he worked in food delivery and at an unnamed restaurant. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, has requested to detain Ibarra for deportation once he is released from criminal custody. Tributes to nursing student Laken Riley poured in Saturday, as donations to create a scholarship in her honor topped $63,000. She always made me laugh, when we got drenched from rain on our high school Europe trip to sending chem notes an hour before our test. She will be truly missed, Cameron Smith wrote of the 22-year-old. Laken was such a bright light to my daughter and one of her bestest friends, Janine Schwartz wrote. She will always be remembered as the angel she was to this world. Proceeds from the GoFundMe campaign, which the organizers said was to help the family with funeral expenses, establish a scholarship in her name and raise homicide awareness, brought in more than $63,000 by Saturday afternoon. She was a sweet and compassionate soul whose life was sadly cut short on Thursday, the Post said. No words can express the pain and heartache that Laken's family and friends are experiencing. But the University of Georgia chapters of Alpha Chi Omega, of which Laken was an active member, and Kappa Sigma will host a vigil at 3 p.m. Monday at Tate Plaza. The campus is also mourning the loss of a freshman Kappa Sigma member. Foul play is not suspected in his death. The vigil is open to the public. From a family of another young lady attending UGA who was walking the same trail that same morning, we cannot stop thinking about this family and imagining being the ones to receive that horrific news. With our deepest sympathy and many prayers, a supporter wrote on GoFundMe page. A petition has also been launched urging the installation of emergency blue lights in the woodsy area where Riley's body was found. Emergency blue lights connect students with law enforcement without needing a phone. UGA removed its emergency blue light phone system in 2004, according to the Red and Black, the school's paper. UGA has been using a mobile app that serves as a digital blue light by sharing users' locations with police. The lack of emergency blue lights has been an ongoing issue that can no longer be ignored, the petition read. We are calling upon the University of Georgia administration in Athens, Georgia, to take immediate action. We urge them to prioritize student safety by implementing these necessary changes swiftly and effectively. Riley was an undergraduate student at UGA until the spring of 2023 and later transitioned to Augusta University's nursing program in Athens, where she made the fall 2023 Dean's List. Police found her body on a trail near Lake Herrick hours after a friend raised the alarm when she didn't return from her morning run. He subsequently failed to submit further documentation required to keep the job and was never paid by the university. He has been fired. At a press conference Friday night, UGA Police Chief Jeffrey Clark said that Jose Ibarra did not know Riley, and described the incident as a crime of opportunity.